right. So I finally got around to watching Obsession. Now, when Obsession first came out, it was right around when I was prepping and leaving for the movie meetup tour, and I was on the road for a couple of weeks. Then I came back, and then I was off to the World Series of Poker, and I just never had a chance to go and watch it. And when I don't see a movie in theaters in its first weekend, I often don't get around to seeing it in theaters unless I can see it in the first weekend. So I finally sat down tonight to finally watch the movie everybody's been talking about and that I've been dying to see ever since the first trailer came out, Obsession. And what often happens with me is when there's a movie that everybody's raving about that I hadn't quite seen yet, quite often when I end up watching it, I'll enjoy it and I'll like it, but I won't like it as much as everybody else. But this movie lives up to the hype. It's really great. And I'll tell you something else. Much like in There Will Be Blood, because, you probably had the greatest performance ever in the history of film in it, Paul Dano unfortunately gets overlooked. Obviously, he's not the best performance in the movie, but he was so insanely good and nobody ever talks about him in that movie. I feel like the same thing is going to happen with Obsession with the dude who played Bear. Because yes, the girl who plays Nikki, she's going to get an Academy Award nomination. She just is. She's phenomenal in it. It also helps that the script was incredible. So she had gold to work with. But I think one of the unfortunate things is because she's so good in it, everybody's overlooking this dude who played Baron. He was amazing in it too. Both of them were so insanely good. But I got to talk again for a second about the writing. This thing is so brilliantly written. The lines, the way the scenes are paced out, it's brilliantly written, brilliantly directed. This is what low budget horror, it wasn't super low budget. It was like almost $1 million. And I know a lot of low budget film gets made for like 100,000, but still, this is what low budget horror should aspire to be. I thought it was intense. I'm going to admit, I didn't love the ending. I thought that's probably the one thing that's going to keep it from being like a 9.5 or a 10 out of 10 for me. I didn't super love the ending, but it was still a good ending. But the performances, the writing, the directing, oh God, I loved it. It's in my top 5 favorite films of the year, probably in my top 3. You know what? I reserve the right to change my mind on this later. But I'll say right now, Project Hail Mary is still my favorite film of the year. Sheep Detectives is probably still my second. But I think Obsession is now in the third spot in my favorite. I think it can get a Best Picture nomination. Anyway, that is my very overdue, very late thoughts on Obsession. I thought it was fantastic, and I'm glad I finally got a chance to watch it.